I was raised in the streets, but the streets raised me. I was raised in the streets, but the streets raised me. I was raised in the streets, I was raised in the streets, I was raised in the streets, but the streets raised me. I was raised in the streets, 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 but the streets raised me. I was raised in the streets, I was raised in the streets, I was raised in the streets.
I think the savage, I gotta be bugged and stuck up on my face. You don't wanna catch a slug, cause I don't give a fuck about a murder case. It's me, the untamed, I was raised by the streets, and the streets is where I was raised. When I was 8 years old, I had a gun held to my face. There's so much shit that I went through at an early age. Foster homes and homeless shelters, my heart is filled with hate. I'm out of control on the beast from the east, me locked up in a cage. When I get mad, I fucked up life that I had, I get up in a rage. I grew up with no father and the alcoholic mother. I was made by the streets, let's believe that I'm gonna. If you tend to get cut like a hot knife through some butter. I was ill when I was young, now I'm a wicked motherfucker. Fuck the police undercover. I'm reppin' BTD be my brothers, SDC be my town, and I'm reppin' like no other. Fuck with me, you're the infantry, your body's undiscovered.
I was raised in the streets, I was raised in the streets, I was raised in the streets, but the streets raised me. I was raised in the streets, 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 but the streets raised me. I was raised in the streets, I was raised in the streets, I was raised in the streets.
I lived with mom and abused by daddy. Beat me and killed the pets I had. I cleaned up the mess of my fault, I guess. Would've been best if I didn't have pets. I turned to the streets to get advice. Can't take much more, this fucked up life ain't teaching me how to be a man. Get the fist because he's pissed. Wonder what's next up on his list. When a happy day, I get the fist. Taking a hit, hoping that he'd miss. Struck in the chest, don't remember the rest. So fuck this test, I've done my best. So much left for me to confess. Before the streets I had so much less. Now I'm here because I left. Cause the streets I'm far from weak. Living the streets, they give me treats. Letting the blood and the bodies leak and see for motherfucking weeks. Feed the bums so they can eat. Yes, this shit don't bother me. When I was young, I'd see the demons and death when I'd sleep. Even awake, dead pets on my feet. If you got doubt, come and see. Gonna think twice before you leave. When we take your tongue and teeth, let's see you talk some shit when you can't even fucking eat. We the infantry are fucking sick, and we love to see you break. See you break.
I was raised in the streets, I was raised in the streets, I was raised in the streets, but the streets raised me. I was raised in the streets, 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 but the streets raised me. I was raised in the streets, I was raised in the streets, I was raised in the streets, I was raised in the streets.
Let me tell you a true story about coming up in the clouds. Incognito a risk taker, but now I don't fuck around. Because I hold it down without making a fucking sound. If it wasn't for the streets, I wouldn't be infantry now. Coming up with the crew that I did had me learning really quick. Making money off all kinds of stuff, I'm getting it how I live. If we heard that someone's talking shit, we'll put a stop to it. Taking all kinds of drugs, I'm falling out and loving this. Self-beating and used, fucking abuse, my body's bruised. We're fighting with each other, clicking up so we can lose. Turn you to an alarm call, crack your ass and you'll snooze. Calling me a thug, don't give a fuck, cause I won't let you choose. Run away and be safe, or bring it here, fakers refuse. For this, you better know what to do when a fight ensues. Blood, sweat, and tears, cheers have all been here, then disappear. Better stay clear, posted up, that is why BTD is feared.
I was raised by the streets, I was made by the streets. I get paid in the streets, Chief and Hayes in the streets. SDC beat the streets, BTD in the streets. Fuck with me, you're the infantry, you get your ass beat.
I was saved by the streets, got my way in these streets. I don't play in these streets, hazardous in these streets. Swinging fists in these streets, cause I'm pissed in these streets. If you wanna go to war, you better bring the heat.
Dealers deal in these streets, thieves steal in these streets. I keep it real in these streets, guns are concealed in these